good to have you back at Mr. Horror Global. Tonight's story comes from a shaman of 30 years, back when she was young and gifted, and her clean readings began, for one wealthy client alone, coming out wrong. Viewer discretion advised. The Scent. I've been a shaman for more than 30 years now. People think the frightening part of this work is the ghosts, a face at the window that shouldn't be there, a cold hand on the back of the neck, the dead who don't know they're dead. But that isn't the thing that scares me. Let me tell you what actually happened to me a long time ago, and by the end you can decide for yourself what the most dangerous thing in this world really is. You have to understand something about my trade first. When people come to me, they don't see the whole picture. They come with a small question, and they leave with a small answer, and they never know how thin the line can be, how one mistake can ruin a household, put someone in an institution, cost a life. That's why I finally decided to tell this, so that maybe one person hears it and is spared. Now, the most terrifying moment in a shaman's life is not seeing a ghost. It's when your readings start coming out wrong. The words the spirits speak through you, we call it the God's voice. That voice is the only thing you truly have. When it's clean, people trust you with everything. When it starts to slip, you feel the ground going out from under you. Back then I was young, 5 years since I'd received my calling, and already known around the district as a gifted young shaman, sharp instincts, clean readings, a full book of clients. I thought slips like that happened to other people, and then they started happening to me. I believed you, I put my money in, and now I've lost the whole thing. What am I supposed to do? She was one of my regulars, the wife of a man who owned a garment factory, a wealthy woman who paid well and came often. I'll call her Diane. And it was strange. My readings only went wrong for her, everyone else clean as ever. But whenever I sat down to read for Diane, the God's voice came out crooked, one thing after another. I noticed it the first time I walked into her home, when something in the corner of the living room stopped me cold, a white porcelain jar. Oh, that? It was a gift from my teacher. She told me if I keep it in the house, wealth will come pouring in. Now, in my trade there is such a thing as a fortune jar, a jar you fill with rice and grains and a folded talisman, and keep in the home to draw in money and good luck. Perfectly ordinary. But this jar was wrong. The shape of it was wrong, and the air around it was foul, heavy and sour, the kind of energy that lifts the hair on your arms. Diane, throw that thing out. I don't like it. Something about it isn't right. Oh, I couldn't. It was a gift. It seems such a waste. All right, I'll deal with it. She didn't mean it. I could tell she never would. And then she wanted her reading. We're expanding the factory next week, moving to the bigger place. Sit, tell me how it'll go. Anything I should watch for. I'll pay you well. So I pushed the bad feeling down, and I opened the reading. And the voice that came through me had nothing to say about the factory. The factory isn't the thing, I told her. Never mind the factory. Watch your own body. Next week is your husband's birthday, isn't it? It is. We're keeping it small, just the family. Keep it small, and listen to me carefully. On that day, don't cook. No grilling, no meat, no fish. Do not make a smell in that house. She looked at me oddly. A smell? Especially meat. Especially the smell of meat cooking. Do you understand me? Don't make that smell. She frowned, but in the end she nodded. I couldn't shake it, even back at my own shrine. I sat there turning it over and over, and that's when my friend found me. She was another shaman, someone I'd met only recently and grown close to fast. 15 years in the work, a real veteran, and she'd taken an interest in me, which flattered me more than I'd admit. So I poured the whole thing out to her, the jar, the crooked readings, the client I couldn't read straight. If I were you, she said, I'd figure her energy just doesn't sit right with yours. If she bothers you that much, stop seeing her. Simple. You lose a client, you earn a little less. So what? You think that's all it is? Just don't see her. You're too soft. That's your problem. You take it all to heart. She laughed, but there was something tired underneath it. You should hear what I've been through. Clients cursing me out. Days I couldn't get a single word from the spirits. You don't know that feeling yet. It dries the blood right out of you. And I remember thinking, even the veterans have their bad stretches. Even someone 15 years in gets brought that low. It made me want to steady myself, work harder, be worthy of the gift. That's what I took from that conversation. That's how badly I misread her. A week later, the evening of the husband's birthday, I went to the house, and I knew before I reached the door. They were all there. Not one or two. Every hungry, broken thing for miles had gathered outside that home. A woman, grey and staring. A man, one with no head at all. One mangled as if from a car crash. One hobbling on crutches. A whole crowd of them pressed against the door. And it was worse than that. Standing among the dead were the death messengers, the ones who come to escort the dying across. When someone's time has truly come, 7 of them arrive. 3 were already there, at the door, waiting. 3 of the 7. That is the kind of house where a funeral is about to happen, and no one inside knows it yet. I rang my bells, and I shouted them down. How dare you block this door? Get back, all of you. And I felt the whole crowd scatter at once, ghosts and messengers both, gone in an instant. Then I went inside, and I smelled it. Beef. Cooking. You cooked meat. I told you. I told you not to make that smell in this house. My husband was given a beautiful cut of beef for his birthday. It seemed such a waste not to. And there it was. That's why the whole terrible procession had lined up at her door. The smell of grilling beef is a smell the dead love. It's a smell the death messengers love. Her energy was already fouled by that jar, and now, with her own hands, she had set out a feast and invited every hungry spirit for miles to come and sit down at her table. Let me say this plainly, because I don't want to frighten anyone needlessly. For ordinary people, a barbecue is a barbecue. The smell means nothing, but in that house there was already one person whose time had come. The reading had told me that much, and the smell is what drew death straight to the door. If your luck is running dark, if it's a bad stretch, then take a little care. Don't put beef in your soup that week. Have a clear broth instead. That's all. For everyone else, don't lose a night's sleep over it. But Diane's household was already marked. Listen to me, I said. Nobody leaves this house tonight. Not one person, do you understand? There's a funeral trying to happen here. Wait, I'll go to my shrine and bring back what I need to hold it off. I didn't move fast enough. Diane had a younger sister who lived across the city, up on the 18th floor of a tower. That same night, the sister was standing at her window with a shopping basket in her hands. They saw it later on the building's cameras, with no warning at all, no stumble, no reason. She simply dropped, straight down. She struck the tree beside the building on the way, and there was so little of her left that they had to gather her up in pieces. The evil that had fastened itself to Diane had found somewhere else to land. It jumped, and the sister paid the price in her place. I saw her at the funeral, and I will never forget it. She had Diane's face exactly, the same face. like looking at the woman I'd been trying to save, laid out in a coffin. After that, Diane didn't leave her house for days, wouldn't come out, wouldn't answer, just sat in the dark with her grief. I worried, so I called. "Something's wrong," she whispered. "Something's wrong with my daughter. Please, you have to save her. Please save my girl." I went, and in that house I found her daughter on the kitchen floor, eyes empty as a doll's, tearing open every container of food and cramming it into her mouth with both bare hands. Not a person anymore, just a hunger wearing a girl's body. That was when it all came together in my head. The foul jar, the birthday feast. Someone had done this on purpose. Diane, this teacher who gave you the jar, who told you it would protect your household, is she also the one who told you to cook meat on your husband's birthday? Is she? I had to do a full ritual that night, and I couldn't do it alone. So I called the one shaman I trusted, my friend. "I need to do a ritual tonight, an urgent one. Can you help me?" "Tonight? That's hard. I don't know. There's a spirit fastened onto someone. I have to open the ground tonight." A pause. Then, "Give me the address." Loyal, I thought. A true friend. Before she arrived, I sent Diane out of the house and told her over and over, "Whatever you hear in here, do not come inside. If you open that door, I could die." Then my friend set the rhythm, and I began the exorcism, the drum, the bells, the spirit knife cutting the air, and nothing settled. I struck, and the god's voice would not come. The ground would not open. Fruit and rice cakes and candlesticks went flying, scattered everywhere, and in the middle of that wreckage my eye caught something on the floor. A yellow talisman, and the writing on it had been deliberately spoiled, the characters scratched through, defaced, turned inside out, so that instead of protecting, it corrupted. Instead of clearing the room, it fouled it. Someone had planted it to make my ritual fail. I looked up at my friend, and the face looking back at me was not the face of the friend I knew. If that woman hadn't wrecked my ritual, she was muttering low to herself. Not to me, to herself. And that's when Diane, who had crept back to the doorway despite everything, saw her too, and went white. You're the shaman from the old quarter." My friend didn't deny it. She just looked at us. I understood all of it in that 1 second. "How could you?" I said. "How could you do this? You're a servant of the gods, and you'd use cheap tricks and a defiled charm to drive an innocent family into the grave. Aren't you afraid of what comes back on you for that?" "Afraid?" she said. "You want to lecture me about what comes back on people. You took my clients. You took my living and stacked it on your own back, cursing a stranger to save myself. After that, that's nothing. That's nothing at all." And Diane made a small broken sound because now she saw it too. "It's you," she whispered. "You're the one, my old teacher. You did all of it to destroy us." Because Diane had once been her client, her biggest client. That white jar in the corner had been this woman's gift. The defiled talisman was hers. The advice to grill the meat on the birthday. The smell that lined the dead up at the door. That was hers too. Every piece of it. A gift from the friend I thought had taken me under her wing. Here's what I pieced together afterward. For years she'd been the most sought-after shaman in the old quarter, the one everyone flocked to. And then, somewhere along the way, the word went around that her gift had failed her, that the god's voice had gone quiet in her. Her clients began drifting away, and the biggest one to leave, the wealthiest, the one whose loss cut deepest, was Diane. Diane, who stopped answering her calls and became a regular at my shrine instead. She couldn't bear it, so she set out to destroy the family that had left her, and to poison the young shaman who'd taken her place, me. She befriended me for exactly that. Every warm word, every bit of advice to let Diane go, all of it was to steer me clear so her curse could run its course. After that night, she vanished. She sold off her shrine and disappeared, and I never saw her again. The garment factory failed, collapsed completely. The money went, and after that the family came apart and scattered, each of them off somewhere alone. That's the part that stays with me. I could fight the ghosts at the door. I couldn't undo what one jealous heart had already set in motion. 30 years have passed, and I still feel the cold go up my spine when I think of it. All those ghosts crowded at the door, the death messengers waiting, the daughter with her empty eyes, and none of it was the worst thing in that story. The worst thing was a person, a servant of the gods who let her own bitterness rot her all the way through. I've met a lot of frightening things in 30 years. Faceless women, the dead who won't lie down, messengers come to collect a soul. But I'll tell you the truth, the same truth I tell anyone who sits down across from me and asks. The most terrible evil I have ever seen wasn't a ghost at all. It was a human heart that had gone bad, and there is no talisman for that.